This podcast is brought to you by Equilibria Inc. Did you know you can earn PDUs from listening to this show? It's easy, accessible, and submitted directly to PMI. Keep listening to learn more.
Equilibria provides training to assist fast-growing companies to increase capacity and cash flow while operating at maximum performance. As a leader, founder, or project manager, you know all too well that chaotic work environments aren't sustainable. Visit eqbsystems.com to sign up for a free discovery call and start flowing today. eqbsystems.com. Welcome to Scale Tales. These are tales, stories that other founders, entrepreneurs, small business owners, and subject matter experts will share about those magical moments when they scaled an entire business or perhaps a product or service line within a business. This storytelling show is designed with you in mind. The person seeking to do something extraordinary or achieve a transformational breakthrough in the business you own or the business you work for. Our goal is for you to not just be inspired by the words you hear, but to be equipped to take action. And as for me, who am I? Well, I'm Alicia Butler-Pierre. I'm the creator and producer of this show, and I'm the founder of a company called Equilibria Incorporated. Welcome to Scale Tales, the business storytelling podcast where entrepreneurs, executives, and experts share firsthand accounts of those magical moments when they achieved something bigger than even they could have imagined. I'm Alicia Butler-Pierre. In a world of get-rich-quick schemes and inboxes filled with emails promising fast customer acquisition, it can be tempting to get caught up and make impulsive decisions. But, as the saying goes, good things come to those who wait. And that holds true for many online or digital marketing strategies. Though we may have carefully crafted and organized project plans to deploy those strategies, it can be easy to get discouraged when things don't take off right away. But there can be legitimate ways to shortcut the path to more customers. You just have to know certain tips and techniques. This is episode 38. How Brandon Leibowitz used SEO to grow a client's online presence by 300% in 1 year.
Hello, I'm Brandon Leibowitz, owner of SEO Optimizers. I'm currently in Venice, California, and this is my scale tale. It started in 2015 when I helped a client in the e-commerce space grow their presence by 300% by helping them optimize their website and get more visibility on Google searches by utilizing what is called search engine optimization, or SEO, ranking websites on different search engines, which is primarily Google. When you search on Google, there are ads at the top. Those are all paid ads. Right below the ads are the free listings, the organic listings. When I was helping out this company, they sold rugs online as an e-commerce website. So instead of just listing their website on Google, which I was able to rank their website, I also optimized their products by getting them on Google Shopping. So when you search on Google, products sometimes appear, and that just doubles the chances of somebody finding them and clicking and buying or going to their website to look at their products. Also optimizing their images on their website. They had some YouTube videos, which also appear on Google. And really, it was just trying to take as much free real estate as possible on that first page of Google without spending money on paid ads. They weren't a local business, and they were strictly e-commerce, no storefront, and they just wanted to get more traffic to their website. And that entailed going in and really looking at their competitors and trying to figure out what this rug company is doing versus their competition and what's working for their competitors that's not being implemented by this rug company, and how can we fix that gap and get them to that level that their competitors are at. And that Starts off by looking at their websites or the competitors' websites to look at what keywords they rank for, how they structure their website, what type of pages they build out. Because if you're just selling rugs, you don't want to just rank for rugs. That's going to get you a lot of traffic, but that's going to get you a lot of people that are just not looking to buy rugs. We want buyer intent keywords that have intent behind it to make a purchase. Someone searching for rugs for my kitchen, or bathroom rugs, or bathroom jute rugs, or Cecil rugs for living room. These more long tail keywords have more buyer intent that results in not just getting you traffic, but traffic that it's probably going to want to buy your product or service. And with that e-commerce website, we actually realized we need to create pages for all the different home or rooms in a home that you would want to buy a rug for, because someone searching for a bathroom rug doesn't care about a kitchen rug, and they don't care about an outdoor rug, even though they're very similar. It's different intent. So we looked at the competition, saw how they built out their websites and structured it in a similar way by building out pages that target the different rooms in a home, also the different colors of rugs, the different styles, the different shapes, because someone searching for a square rug doesn't want to see a circle rug, and vice versa. And having these pages that are dedicated to those keywords makes you relevant to somebody searching for that on Google. It doesn't get you to rank because Google doesn't believe anything anybody puts on the website. And you have to build trust. And trust to Google comes through third-party sites that talk about you. The more websites that mention your website, the more trust Google's going to give to you. And then they look at those keywords on your website. But it doesn't work the other way around. If you're not building what are called backlinks, Google's not going to trust you, and they're not going to rank a website that they don't trust. So with the rug company, putting keywords, building these pages out, adding new content to their website, adding blog posts is all great, but we need to get third-party sites mentioning them. And a great way to do that is finding other websites that are niche related and seeing if we could start writing for them and get editorial status at other websites, giving products away to websites or influencers that have blogs that write about it, because then they share it on their website. Google sees that another website is mentioning the rug company. That builds that trust. It's like a popularity contest. The more websites that mention you, the more popular Google's going to think you are, and the higher they're going to rank you. And after building in backlinks for a few months, that got Google to start trusting them. And they went from being really not even on the first 10 pages of Google to on page 1 or page 2, depending on the keywords. After building a few more backlinks and keeping it consistent, that got Google to pretty much move them to that first page. And from there, they just kept going up and up. But it's the backlinks in conjunction with the keywords that built that trust with Google and showed what keywords that align with that buyer intent. And that resulted in more traffic.
Imagine there's a rug company with a great product, but because they don't have a physical location, they must rely heavily on their website to attract potential customers. They clearly understand that getting ranked higher on Google would increase their chances of their website and products being found. However, as Brandon warns, getting potential customers to click on a website is one thing. Getting them to buy is another.
Traffic doesn't mean more sales. So that's where we also had to look at their website from a conversion rate perspective. Optimization point of view is looking at how do we make sure that every visitor doesn't just visit this website, but actually converts. And that's where we have to look at the whole buying process, the checkout process, make sure it's easy to do on desktop, but also on mobile, making sure everything loads quickly, making sure all the images look good of the products. That way it pops out, making sure that you have all your important information above the fold. So when you look at a screen on a website, whatever you see on that screen is called above the fold. Once you start scrolling, that's below the fold. Most people will not scroll down. So you want to have all your pertinent information at the top of the page, like your title of the product, your images right there, maybe some bullet points and a call to action, pretty much mimicking what Amazon does, because they've A/B tested that website, spending tens of millions of dollars trying to perfect it to make it optimized as much as possible for conversions.
In case you're wondering what A/B testing is, it's when you try different messaging or layouts on two websites or web pages to determine which does a better job at attracting more visitors. Amazon has the budget for A/B testing, but likely you don't. Or maybe you do. Either way, Brandon says there are some simple, low-cost things you can do to conduct your own A/B testing on your company's website.
Maybe you change your shopping cart button from add now to add to cart, and you see if that increases conversions. Or you change the color from dark blue to light blue, and you see how that affects conversions, because all those little changes will have an impact on how many people actually buy your product.
And the months of testing and trial and error paid off. Not only did Brandon help the rug company's website to show up on the first page of Google's search results for specific keywords, but his SEO strategy also helped the company increase the traffic to the site and actually convert visitors into customers.
They were getting about 2% conversion rate before I joined. And after working with them and optimizing their website, we got them up to a 5% conversion rate. And that's also something that a lot of people overlook when they're doing online marketing. SEO is how to make sure their website is optimized for those conversions. That way they're not just getting traffic, but they're actually getting sales and leads and phone calls or whatever that conversion goal is, because traffic is great, but it's not really a means to an end.
If you're wondering how this rug company found Brandon, well, it had to do with his own company's SEO strategy.
They found me through my SEO agency, SEO Optimizers. So I have my website and I've optimized it over the years to start ranking for keywords related to SEO and digital marketing. And they searched, they were in Los Angeles. I'm also in Los Angeles. I'm in Venice, but I'm in Los Angeles technically. So they found me there and they reached out, which is the best when you could start getting inbound leads. Because when I first started doing SEO, I would do cold outreach, and that never really works too well. And it's very tedious and people don't like cold outreach. So I try to stay far, far away and get those inbound leads, which SEO is great at doing that.
Inbound leads are those that come as a result of you offering valuable content that is relevant to these potential customers. This content positions you, the author or provider of the content, as a trusted thought leader. Content can include things like videos, white papers, blog posts, and LinkedIn newsletters. When it comes to deploying an inbound lead strategy, Brandon says it's like a puzzle.
You want to put all those pieces together with SEO, and some pieces are bigger than others. Those backlinks are a big piece of it. So I'm always building backlinks while I'm working on the other tasks. The faster you can build backlinks, the faster you're going to get Google to trust you, and that means faster rankings.
Faster rankings that can lead to results like increasing organic traffic to a rug company's website by 300% in less than a year. That's what Brandon managed to do for his client. With that kind of result, I wondered, how long did it take after he began optimizing their website and all of their rug images to work on the actual SEO campaign?
We started working on it right away. About 3 months into it, they started to get that big push, because SEO is not immediate. It takes time for Google to trust and rank a website. It's more of a long-term play. So you have to build that trust, and trust takes time with those backlinks. Usually, if you have an older website, then it moves up quicker. But if you're a brand new website, it's going to take 6 months on average to get Google to trust you.
Now that we know how Brandon used SEO to scale website traffic flow and ultimately customers to his rug company client, let's go further back in time. 2007 to be exact. That's the year Brandon first started helping business owners with SEO. So how did that lead him to start his own company, SEO Optimizers?
I started back in 2007, helping people get more of that traffic from Google after I graduated from college and got my degree in business marketing. One of the first jobs was helping a company out with their digital marketing, which I didn't really know much about it. They don't really teach you that in school back in 2007. And I told the company that, and they said,
"Don't worry. We're new to this as well, and we're going to learn with you. take you to classes, workshops, and seminars.
Did that for a few months, and after going to a few different workshops and realized I could work full time at this company, and I could also go to like a restaurant and be like, hey, do you need some help with SEO? Because the company I was working for, they made a very, very niche product. They only had like 5 competitors globally. So I don't really have to worry about stepping on any toes by having competitive websites so I was able to go to just local businesses and kept building it up over the years.
To be clear, because the company Brandon began working for outside of university had such a niche product, he was able to comfortably start his own company as a side hustle. He could freely work with other businesses without the fear of potentially encroaching on the company where he was employed. It was during this time that he eventually met the owners at the rug company.
So in 2007, I got my first job out of school, helping a company out with their digital marketing. And then a few months into it, I realized that I could do my own thing as well and work full time at this company and also pick up a few freelance clients here or there and make some extra money. And did that for a while, working at different advertising agencies as a director of SEO, and before work, after work, on my lunch breaks, working on my own company, and eventually built that up to where I was able to quit my job. But at the beginning, I was just happy to have a full-time job after college and happy to make a little bit of extra money on the side, doing some freelance gigs here or there, and built that company up and just kept going with it over the years. And probably in 2017, I decided to really go all in and quit my job and just focus all on my company.
And that focus led to what has become an amazing entrepreneurial journey for Brandon. Coming up after the break, we're going to dive deeper into how Brandon has mastered the art of delegation. He'll reveal some key strategies for finding the right people to help grow your organization and share what it truly takes to build a team that supports scaling. Plus, you'll learn about his free special offer to teach you some of his proven SEO techniques.
Are you a certified project management professional? Imagine earning PDUs while you're on the go. The Scale Tales podcast makes it easy to stay on track with your certification. Listen while you walk, drive, exercise, or even fly. No need to watch anything. Just sign up, listen, and take a quick quiz. In 3 easy steps, we'll submit your credits directly to PMI. It's that simple. No gimmicks, no games, just valuable, accessible content that will boost your performance as a project manager. Visit ScaleTalesPodcast.com today and start earning your credits wherever you are.
Welcome back. Before the break, Brandon Leibowitz shared the story of a rug company that grew their online presence by 300% due to his savvy SEO plan. Now he's going to give us a peek into his back office operations so that we can learn how he built a team to support his own company's growth. As you'll hear, delegation is necessary, but letting go can be hard, especially for founders. Here's Brandon.
Over the years, there's only so much time in the day and can't do everything if you want to keep growing and scaling. So got to have people that help you and support you and delegate, which is not the easiest, but some stuff you just got to give up and say, all right, do I really need to be spending hours every day emailing websites when it's just copy paste, where I could probably give that off to somebody where they could just copy and paste it and take care of that for me, or doing little tasks that are tedious. And then eventually you start getting more time where you can focus on higher level, bigger picture things. And having a team is not the easiest. It's tough to let go, but once you do, you realize it's so much better. And then just finding the right people is always tricky, but found some good people and they've been helping a lot over the years.
Teams can make or break a project or an organization overall. A major factor in delegation is task identification, and from there, understanding the roles required to perform those tasks. From there, you can document processes that describe the ideal way to perform the tasks. Having this level of structure is ideal for proper and effective delegation. With that in mind, let's go back to Brandon's rug client. How did he structure those SEO tasks he described earlier?
I would meet with them and met with their marketing team, and they would let me know what keywords, what their goals were, they showed me their warehouse and all their different rugs and products so I could kind of familiarize myself with everything. And then from there, I would go in and start doing my research and digging in myself. Back then, it was just me. So I was working full time and just picking up a few clients here or there. So it wasn't a team or anything like that. I would just take care of it all myself and would handle all that through like Google Docs and Google Sheets and Google Drive, and had a team. I'd have writers because that was one thing that's big for SEO is a lot of content. So I'd always be managing writers, freelance writers here or there that I would just pick and choose which writers that would specialize in different topics would help for my different clients and help them write articles and blogs and different types of content for their website.
Content creation drives SEO, but images can play a role too. In fact, here's a quick SEO tip from Brandon.
Google can't read images or videos. They're getting better at it, but they struggle with that, but they can read the file name. So making sure that the file name, if it was like a jute rug for kitchens, instead of just naming it like image001.jpg, we would name it like jute-rug-kitchen-home.jpg. Putting keywords in there, that helps Google better read it, and that helps you rank on Google image search as well.
Once Brandon knows the keywords for a client like the rug company, then he and his team begin writing content and renaming images. Because SEO is a long game, he has touch points throughout his client engagement process.
Always send out monthly reports showing what keywords are ranking for what position they're in at now versus last month or last week. So we could track, like if the rug company, we could see if a Cecil rug, if you're in position 7 this week, next week you're position 5 on Google. The lower the number, the better. We want to get them number 1. But sending those monthly reports showing also like what's been done, what coding changes, like if we change title tags or meta descriptions without getting too technical, but changing the code, showing what's been done, what keywords have been added to pages, showing the backlinks, blogs, and any content that's been published on their behalf.
And now that Brandon has a team in place, they've upgraded some of their project management tools.
Using ClickUp right now, and I am the project manager for now, but that is something I am looking to delegate. So haven't gone there yet, working on that, but for now, just trying to use ClickUp to help better or keep things better organized instead of using Google Drive, which is fine for a while, but ClickUp just helps things stay much more organized and helps the team collaborate a little bit better. Looking at seeing maybe if ClickUp could replace Slack with their chat functionality and keeping it all housed in one place to help share docs and SOPs and tasks with everybody in one less place or one less login to have to manage. But we shall see. But for now, those two are the ones that really help keep the team collaborating, talking with each other, and staying organized. Everything is remote. Everything is going to be virtual. And why do have an office when I can just work from anywhere? As long as you get the work done, that's all that matters. And as long as you have internet connection, that's number one.
No doubt. And in today's digital age, the ability to work from anywhere truly changes the game, not to mention frees up cash. As we start to wrap up, I asked Brandon if there are some resources he can recommend to you. SEO can be a huge undertaking and is currently being challenged by AI advancements. It turns out he has a special free offer for our listeners who are also paid members. We'll have that information available in our membership portal. If you aren't a member, don't worry, we won't leave you stranded. Here's some other resources Brandon wants to share with you.
They can find my contact information, my social media channels. That's a great place to start, but I love also just checking out Facebook groups are pretty good and active nowadays to get ideas and talk to other people, because the more you're able to collaborate and talk to other people and get ideas, the better off you're going to be. Because you got to reading and watching videos is great, but you got to take action and see what works. And that's where it just comes down to trial and error and see what works and keep going with that and keep building.
You won't know what will work until you create something, put it online, and get reactions to it. Here's a recap of some other important lessons learned from Brandon. Number 1, understand buyer intent and long-tail keywords. Having this knowledge helps you and your team develop a more focused approach tailored for each specific product or service you offer. There's no one-size-fits-all solution to describe all of your offerings, so don't be afraid to use those long-tail keywords as Brandon described them. Number 2, building a fast-loading, attractive, and appealing website is not enough to rank on search engines like Google and even generative AI tools. Getting found online is all about building trust. And one of the best ways to build that trust is via consistent content production, backlinks, and keywords. Number 3, monitor website traffic and conversion. Develop KPIs around both so that your team has a shared target to measure their performance against. Number 4, perform A/B testing to understand what will likely attract the most visitors to your website. A low-cost way involves directing potential website visitors to 2 different web pages that generally have the same information, but feature differences in things like images, copy, videos, and even colors. 5, play the long game. SEO is not a short-term strategy. Similar to digital ads, it can take months for an algorithm to learn about your organization and your customers. And finally, number 6, delegate. You cannot and should not do everything yourself, especially as demand grows for your work. Finding the right combination of team members is challenging, but don't give up. Delegation frees up more of your time to think and plan. A special thank you to Brandon Leibowitz for sharing his scale tale and his SEO insights. There's so much more to learn. One way you can expand your knowledge is through the list of resources we'll have available in this episode's show notes at scaletailspodcast.com. That's scaletailspodcast.com. That information is free, but if you want to take advantage of Brandon's offer, which includes access to his SEO video tutorials, then sign up for a membership. Membership is only $9.99 per month for unlimited access to these tutorials, as well as previous episodes containing special offers. If you are a PMP interested in earning a PDU for listening to this episode and others, then you can also visit scaletailspodcast.com. Once you're there, click the button that says Get CEUs/PDUs credits, sign up for a membership, and we'll submit your earned credit to PMI for you. Thank you for listening. If you learned something valuable from this episode, please leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you're listening. Make sure you subscribe to the show so that you don't miss it.